Hi everyone, and welcome back to Keep the Peace. We're back with another Ninjago March 2024 set review. This time it's set number 71817, Lloyd's Elemental Power Mech. This set has 253 pieces, goes for $17.99 in pounds and $19.99 in dollars or euros. Big thank you to the LEGO Ambassador Network for sending us this set along with the others and letting me review this. And with that said, let's get into the review. Here's what's in this set. We get Lloyd's Mech, of course, and also 3 minifigures, which are Lloyd and Nia in their mech suits, as well as Cinder. Let's look at these figures first. We have from left to right, Lloyd, Nia, and Cinder. All of these figures we've seen already in other sets before from the January wave, but I'll show them to you, of course. Our ninja have that new dual molded mask piece they introduced in the January wave. They also have these cool mech suits with some golden lines, some armor, the first letter of their name on their chest, and also their full name on their back. You can't see it here because Nia has an armor piece. Cinder has this swirly hairpiece in grey, the fur collar, as well as the words Wolf Moon spelled out on the front of his armor here. His torso is of course printed on the back as well. Here are these figures without some of the accessories. You can get a lot better look at all of these prints, and there's some of the back as well. Now you can see Nia's name here on the torso. We can also see that they have dual-sided face, all of them. We get some minifigure accessories in this set, which are golden katanas for Nia and Lloyd, and this curved brick-built sword for Cinder. Let's look at the actual mech. This is of course a very similar build to the other 3 mechs from the January wave. These kind of work like upscaled SCCBS mechs using the normal ball joint. If we look at the back here, you can kind of see once again that it's not really covered that well, so there's sadly a bunch of open studs here and also in different colors. We have some good articulation, mainly using these old style ball joints here in the shoulders, the legs, and also the ankles. Additionally, we also have posable fingers and the waist rotation, just like the other mechs of this style. We're gonna take a look at everything in some more detail, of course, starting here with the legs and feet. I think this is a pretty creative leg build. It uses the double SCCBS limb pieces in dark grain, so no knee articulation, with the normal ball socket here on top. It's covered quite well with some black armor plating with these little golden studs as decorations. This gives it a really cool samurai armor look here, and I think that looks quite good. In between the SCCBS limb pieces we have some Dran Sprite green plates. These are probably supposed to be some kind of energy effects or Lloyd's power flowing through the mech. The ball joint for the ankle is oriented to the back like this. This creates some really interesting shaping, but because of that a lot of gray of this brick is exposed here sadly. The foot itself is raised here on top to accommodate for the placement of that ball joint, and the overall foot design looks really boot-like. It uses a lot of slopes to have this quite well covered black look. We have some red bits here on the side to tie the color scheme together with the arms. And we also have a little bit of detail here with gold and this textured brick. On the back of the legs there are sadly some weird gaps here in the middle between the SCCBS limb pieces sadly, but I think it's better than in some of the other mechs of this style. The armor on the upper leg continues all the way here, and of course we have the very simple feet once again with that slope on the back. The torso is once again split into 2 parts, with them being connected by this ratchet joint. The lower part is mostly black. We have these double clips here on both sides, and these are supposed to hold Lloyd's swords. I think it's great that they exist, but I do think it looks a little bit weird how the swords stick out to the back here. The torso, just like the others, is built around one of these SCCBS mech armor shells. This piece is gold here, so sadly no green recolor, but I think gold works here. It kind of creates the look of this golden chest armor plate. It ties together with these little golden spikes here on the sides and these golden wedges here on top. In the front we have this round printed 2x2 tile we already have in all the January mechs, and we of course can open the chest armor and the helmet here to access the interior. The actual interior here is super simple, not really detailed. We have 4 studs here on the bottom and some little tiles here on the sides on top. And we can place our Lloyd minifigure here on the middle 2 studs, and then we can close everything back up. Looking at this mech from the side, we once again have a little bit of a gap here with that armor piece. And the gap on top with the minifigure is not as visible because of the helmet build in this one. Speaking of the helmet, I think it's overall a really cool idea that this one doesn't just have the minifigure head sticking out. This helmet is built around one of these new big armor shell pieces in black, with some mech fingers as samurai style horns, as well as some red wedges and a red slope here to cover the sides and attach the horns. This part is attached with some battle droid arms, so we have 2 points of articulation kind of here, so we can adjust the position of this helmet a bit. Some of these positions of course look quite a lot better than others. Moving over to the arms, these are built around one grain SCCBS limb piece, so the elbows are at a fixed angle once again. We have the ball socket here on top, which isn't really obstructed or anything, so we have a good range of motion. Similar to the legs, we have some black armor plating on the top, with some little golden studs as detailing in the front, but in the back we have a mixel ball socket instead. It connects to this lightning or energy piece, which now comes in trans bright green, so this can be posed quite a bit, very similar to Kai's mech with the little flame bits. And I like to see these as like motion lines or energy effects, so you can make the poses look more dynamic. The lower arm kind of has this red glove look to it, with these little bits of trans bright green all over here. And we have a dark red rock piece here at the back, as well as some normal slopes in the fronts and at the sides. We have individual posable golden mech fingers, and the thumb is even posable side to side. When we open up the hand, we can see that there's one pin here, and this is where we place the weapons for this mech, of course. So we have the big sword here right now. It's just connected by a pin. It has this big golden blade and a little tassel in the back, and we can of course take it out easily and then pose the hand more freely. In the other hand, we have a shorter blade in classic samurai fashion, so it just uses this shorter golden blade piece. We can pull off some quite fun poses with this set. You can get into a stepping motion, you can have it stand on one leg. That's always the test I like to do, and I think it overall poses quite well. This, just like the other mechs of this scale, can also be mixed and matched with them. So we can, for example, take off the arms and legs. And then, for example, we can use the legs from Kai's mech and the arms from Cole's mech, maybe. We can also get to pick and choose our weapons, so maybe we go for the biggest swords with the giant swords from Kai's mech and the big sword here from the Lloyd Mech. We get a couple of spare pieces in this set, not too many, nothing too crazy. And there's no sticker sheet, of course, everything we get is printed. We have one instruction booklet, and this set also came with plastic bags in my copy. Alright, it's time to give you my overall thoughts and opinions about this set. And generally, they are very similar to the other mechs of this size. I think they're fun toys. You can pull off some quite cool poses with the ball joints. They're of course a bit limited because of they don't have knees or elbows, but I think they are still fun. You can very easily pose them. They don't fall over easily. I think like if you look at them, kind of like trying to look at them objectively, I think this might be one of the best. It has 253 pieces for the same price, $20, as like Sora's or Cole's. There's a lot of cool details. It has 2 weapons, it has that helmet that covers the minifigure a bit, and it has 3 minifigures. So if you just look at it like that, you'll probably get the best deal out of this one compared to the other 2. Personally, there are some things I'm not the biggest fan of, which is the color scheme, but I think that's completely subjective. I think there's just one too many colors here, maybe the red or a lot of the gray that's showing. I think it's a bit of a bit much. It would have been nicer if that was like a dark green, for example, in my opinion, but I mean, that's totally personal preference. The only other piece of criticism I really have is the back is very like open and very weird in this one. All of these don't really have the nicest back, but I feel like with this one it's a bit more extreme than the others. But overall, I think this is still a very fun toy. This is a really good mech. I like the glinching function still with the others. And you get 3 minifigures in this one, which are all really cool. I like the mech suits a lot. They are probably my favorite ninja hood pieces. So that's about it for this set. I hope you enjoyed the review. Thank you to the Land for sending us this along with the other sets, and I hope to see you soon for more reviews here on Keep the Peace.